right, hello wine-drinking people. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of September. That's right, man, September already. Whew. And drinking some Burgundies tonight from Bouchard Perifuse. And then we got another Burgundy tasting tomorrow night, Bono de Martre. And then Friday night, we've got our big Argentina and Chile tasting. And it's going to be a slow week. We don't have a lot of reservations for anything. I think tomorrow night's just about sold out. But, hey, anyone wants to come out and drink some great wines from Argentina and Chile, we got an all-star battle going on here with some of the greatest producers. And, hey, speaking of great producers from Argentina, one of our favorite producers here, Fabre Montmayou. And this is one of the first producers to start varietally labeling wines. Malbec coming out of Argentina with their 93 vintage. Maybe the first vintage. Well, first winery. Nicolas Quintana claims to be the first guy, but Nicolas Quintana definitely the most important producer in Mendoza and all of Argentina. But Herb Fabre and Diana, his wife, these guys came from Bordeaux, and Herb was originally coming, he's from a family of negociants in Bordeaux, to look at wine prospects in Chile, because the Chilean wines were much better known in the early 90s. So in 91, he went to Chile, and he looked around, and he liked the wines there, but after going to Mendoza and tasting some of the old vine Malbec, he said, man, this is nothing like the stuff we have in Cahors, which is an area in southwest France where they grow Malbec, and they have Malbec-dominated wines. But he said, man, this is so amazing. He decided to buy a vineyard there, and the people there thought the guy was nuts. He said, I only want old vineyards. And at that time, they were producing wine for the masses. So the old vines produce a lot less. And people looked at him and said, who is this crazy man from Bordeaux that wants to buy all this old vine Malbec? Like I said, at that time, there wasn't a lot of people that knew how valuable the Malbec was. Even Nicolas Quintana, he was more interested in promoting his Cabernet Sauvignon-based wines than the Malbecs. Well, Hervé came out with this, and the rest is history. Today, Malbec from Argentina, Mendoza, one of the most famous wines the world over. They're the 5th largest producer of wine in the world, and they used to be at one time the largest consumer, but today, times have changed. They don't consume as much wine in Argentina. They're still big consumers, but a lot of these great wines are exported. Like this Gran Vin, which to me, one of the greatest values we have in the store in a top label wine. This is all the 100-plus-year-old stuff, the vineyards that he bought that were planted in 1908. This Gran Vin 2011, a classic Malbec from Mendoza. It's got a 10% Cabernet, 5% Merlot in the blend, 18 months in all French oak. And wow, this wine's got an aroma of like Christmas pudding, man, violets. And they only produce 15,000 bottles a year. That is a tiny amount. Just amazingly rich, beautiful blackberry, blueberry fruit, licorice, a lot of layers of spice on the finish. This wine is massive with the fruit, but still has great freshness. One of the things the Argentines get because of the cool nights, they have a huge difference between the night and the day. It gets incredibly hot in the daytime and then down to 50 degrees at night, sometimes a 50-degree swing, which is absolutely unheard of. Hey, the Grand Reserve wines from Fabre, also incredible. The Grand Reserve Malbec is from vineyards that are like 60 years old, and this wine still has a ton of fruit, very lovely richness and concentration, 14.5% alcohol. The Grand Reserve Cabernet also, people don't realize how great the Cabernet is because Malbec has become so famous, but the Cabernet from Mendoza, absolutely outstanding. And then we've got the Reserva line, which we don't have a lot of stuff from $10 to $15 in the store, but the stuff we do have is outstanding, like this Reserva Malbec and Reserva Cabernet from these guys, both under $15 and both incredible values. These are wines that'll be better the second day after you open them. And everything in this line, we found a few new wines. The Rosé of Syrah, outstanding. And then the Cabernet Franc. I had some great Cabernet Francs when I was down in Mendoza. The 2013 Reserva, a bit spicy, maybe not quite as peppery as the Malbec. Minty, dark berry fruit. This wine is beautiful. Sees the same oak treatment as the Cabernet and the Malbec do. And then black raspberry, big and chewy wine, 25,000 bottles. So a really small production of this wine as well, but we're going to be getting some of this in the fall, as well as some magnums of the Gran Reserva Malbec, and all of these wines, just incredible values. Even their top wine that they make just over 15,000 bottles of the Gran Reserva, just incredible, for $35 a bottle. I challenge you to find a better bottle of wine than this Gran Vin in the store from anywhere. All right, that's what we got from our friends at Fabre Montmayou. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.